Hello, good morning, beautiful people out there. This is my last video to wrap up yesterday. Sorry I didn't get those finished. As a reminder, I'm not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor. All I'm doing is gathering data and presenting it to you to make your own decisions, draw your own conclusions and opinions from there. YieldMax ETFs are extremely risky. These risks here are defined in detail on their website. Please know what you're investing in before doing so. We will just be on the holdings tab today. All the trades we can see here, there are no positions that were closed out of. All right, so, yep, my color codes are good here, and I just wanted to make sure I changed those synthetic positions there. Anyway, we added 100, so for AIYY, we added 130 contracts to the synthetic and the short call with a $24 strike price. We do have 2 short calls that expire this weekend. And actually, let me look real quick. I think yesterday, all of our short calls expired on Friday. But you know what? Tesla, last I saw, actually had one. But let's see real quick. See if we can save a few minutes in talking. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah. So all of our short calls will expire this Friday with the exception of one of Tesla's. So just know when I talk about the short calls that they expire this weekend unless I say otherwise, or if it's the one for Tesla, I'm sure I'll remember to say, but that'll save us a few seconds here. Just a reminder for those of you that are new, for our synthetic position, we want the stop price to be above it, and for our short call, we want the stop price to be below it. All right, so we have 2 short calls, $23 and $24 strike prices, which were under 2 and 6%, and our synthetic here expires this weekend. All of the rest of these synthetic positions will expire on May 17th. I say this weekend, but I mean Friday. Not sure what they're going to do at AIYY here. This one lost $10 million, roughly $5 or $6 a share a few weeks ago, and then they just rolled it, rolled it here to May 3rd, which wasn't too far out, which has been a little scary here for a AIYY holder. So I'm not sure where they're going to go from here. It's going to suck if they're just going to push it out 2 more weeks, but, I don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We'll see what happens. And I only say that because every single one of the rest of their strikes are all May 17th. So it's like they're wanting them all to be the exact same day. I guess it makes it easier for them to know when their strikes are. But anyway, let's move over here. So I tried to figure out what to name the columns. Oh, man. I know I changed these for a fact. Had the conversation yesterday, for those of you that remember, about these here. And I wasn't sure what to call them, so I did market value per share price, which, is basically what this is. I did change the color of it just to match the market value to show that basically it's that, but it's per the share price. And then on the next one, I wasn't sure what to put there, so obviously I just put possible upside. Shoot. Okay. I did just copy and paste that over, but then I remembered if I had to adjust something, then the number would be messed up because, so let's do this. I guess I could freeze pane at the top. No, because then okay. Anyway, so I don't know. I put possible upside in that other column. I didn't know what else to call it. So that was the first thing I thought of last night while I was extremely tired trying to get these spreadsheets done. If y'all have something better or shorter that I could put there, let me know. But anyway, we can see that we're doing good there on the synthetic position. It's bringing the stock price up 29 cents right now. We do have the possibility of an upside of 23 cents. Again, this column is just really a test column. I don't know exactly how accurate it's going to be, but just looking at the short call here, possibility of 23 cents. And basically what, where if you look at it over here, we are, what is that, 47 cents to the strike price, and the stock price is roughly half of the stock price. So half of 47 is 23 and a half there. And that's also where the majority of the contracts are. So anyway, and I don't know though, well, that's still, okay, let's move on. I need to start writing things down because then I forget sometimes, a lot of times, what I think when I build stuff. Or like 1 minute I'll think, oh, what about this? And then later on I'll be like, no, that's okay. But then I won't remember why I think it was okay another time. Anyway, we got AMD here. Know that they reported earnings yesterday, and I saw them down roughly $140, which is not good for our synthetic position. But we have a short call, 170 short calls, $170, $175. We are below those currently as of yesterday, 7 and 9%, and 1% under the synthetic position. You can see just that 1% is bringing the stock price down 14 cents. I don't know where I saw AMD stock price at before, at last night. I don't think I paid that much of attention, but it's got to be down. Well, it might have been down $1. I do remember now. It's like $16.50, I think. So buying opportunity, but that's also what I thought this last time when it was tanking, and then they closed out. What was it? Was it this one? They closed out a synthetic, and it lost lots. Yeah, it had to be this one, and they lost lots of money because now they're barely under it. And so to me, it's like once you close out that synthetic and you lose that money, it's just like gone. It's like I feel like you're not going to get it back, or at least what I've seen so far. And you can see that with AIYY. You can see it with Tesla. MicroStrategy, it eventually could go back up, I guess, but it lost $11 a share price for the last synthetic closed. It's like I feel like it's just that nail in the coffin when the synthetic gets closed with a major loss. Maybe not always the case. I do want to go back and look at some of these few little case studies, so to speak, and look at their historical and what happened there. So let me know if y'all want to see that. That's something I really want to do, but I never get to do anything nowadays, it seems, unless it has to do with YouTube. So if y'all want to do it, then maybe I can get around to doing that, if anybody wants to see it. But anyway, possible upside of $1.18. Of course, we can see the stock price is down 29 cents due to the market value of the options yesterday. Of course, it might get worse as the week goes on, but I don't think we're going to have an issue with closing below. So I don't know if there'll be much upside. Okay, sorry, let's go on. AMZ here. We have two short calls, 185 and 190 strike price. We're underneath those by 5 and 8%. Then we have our synthetic positions, which were under the strike price by 5% there. So that synthetic is bringing down the stock price roughly $1.07. And then, of course, Amazon reported last night also. Last time I saw their share price, though, it was at 178. I think I got in last night, and it had jumped up to like 186. I always regret buying in on the dip at earnings and then not refusing to sell immediately after when it spikes up. I regret it every time, and I still do it. I don't know. It's just frustrating. Anyway, market value here, more negative than normal due to the volatility around earnings. So you can see that those are short calls are bringing down the stock right now roughly 40 cents. But we do have a possible upside of roughly $1 or so here, maybe, with the two short calls, as long as it doesn't go over, which I don't know. We will see. Aptly here, no trades. So we have a short calls 175, 177.50. We're underneath those 3 and 4%. We are we are just above our synthetic price there by a few cents. We look over here on the right, there's a possible upside of, I don't know, roughly 25, 30 cents, something like that for our short calls. It looks like we're evenly split between the two of these. And I mean shares or contract wise there. So if we move on down to Coney here, they added to the synthetic position and created a new short call for Friday with the 285 contracts, with the strike price of 240. Man, y'all, if y'all love Coney, this is going to suck, especially if you own a bunch of it. Looking at the left hand side, the market value, the synthetic position is negative 104,000 when the net assets is only 400,000. And this morning pre-market Bitcoin was down to roughly 56,000, and Coney coin was under $200. It's not looking good with our synthetics, having to be closed in 2 weeks. Anyway, sorry about that rant there, but anyway, we have our short calls that expire this Friday, 240, 250, 250, and 255. We're underneath those 15, 19, and 20%, but again, right now it doesn't look like we'll have an issue with those. Our issue is going to be with these synthetic positions there, which we're under by 22%, and we can see that that's bringing the stock price down $6 a share. Is possible upside there if we thought that might happen, but possible upside maybe of $4 over here on the right hand side for these. Anyway, we're going to move on to Dizzo. We have no trades to go over here. We have a short call with a strike price of 114, which we're under by 3%, and then we have our synthetic positions there that we're under by 7%, bringing the stock price down roughly $1.55. But possibility of the stock price going up 52 cents if it just seems really big there. So I want this one to come up so I can see what it actually comes up to compare that, because that just seems like a lot. But I mean, it could be because of, the factor of the synthetic position there some. But anyway, maybe it can come up 50 cents if the stock can come up some, which right now the whole market is, going down. Even pre-market today. But anyway, for Phoebe, they added 25 contracts to the synthetic with a strike price of $5.25, which I don't even know why. I don't know why at this point, why they don't just create a new synthetic position with the lower strike price. Whether it's the same option date or not, why do we keep adding? All right, I'm going to stop. I'm now getting... I don't know. I'm getting irritated today. And they created a new short call that expires on Friday with a 435 strike price. Then we have 437.50, 450, and 455. We are roughly below those between 1 and 5%. Our synthetic positions, though, we're underneath those still by 16 and 18% negative, down. So they're bringing the stock price down over $4 a share due to the synthetic positions that do close in 2 weeks. It looks like there's a possibility of some upside here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 20 or so cents altogether for the short calls themselves. Obviously, if the stock price comes up, it's going to go up more for that synthetic position up there that we're currently under, that's pulling the stock price down to $4. Anyway, move on to GUI here. We have 2 short calls with the strike prices of 160 and 175. We are currently above the 160 strike price by $2.75 or 2%. The other one we're underneath by 7%. Our shares here are evenly split pretty much between those two. For our synthetic position, we are underneath the strike price by 4%. So the synthetic is bringing down GUI stock price by roughly 74 cents a share, and the synthetics bringing them down roughly 21 cents a share. I can't remember if I have built in the 1 cent that they have to at a minimum pay there or not. And then some possible upside over here. Of course, we can see if it does go up more, then the other one's just going to get more negative. So it's somewhat going to offset there. So right now it looks like we're at 48 cents. So maybe we cut that in half and maybe they can go up another 24 cents. So one goes up and one will go down. I don't know. We will see. If we go on to JPMO here, we don't have any trades. We do have two short calls, 195 and 197.50 strike prices, which we are currently under by 2 and 3%. We are also underneath our synthetic position by 4%, so it's bringing our stock price down roughly 79 cents. And all right, so a possible upside of 40 cents there for our short calls, assuming that it can even go up. Again, another one of those. I would like for it to go up just so I can see what it does there. Again, though, our synthetic, I don't know. We will see. Marnie here. We have one short call that expires Friday, 108 strike price. Of course, it is above it. However, with the red day that we've had after market and this pre-market today and yesterday all day, maybe this will get back underneath. I don't know. We will see. But we're above our synthetic position, so it'd be nice if they would go ahead and close this out and push it out some. But anyway, being over this short call is bringing the stock price down roughly $1.10 based on the market value itself. Of course, on the right hand side, that's just looking at the stock prices there. Yep, let's move on. MSFO short calls 407.50 and 420. Ooh, and it closed yesterday at 389. I think I did buy a share of this yesterday too because it got below 400. But anyway, we're below those short calls by 4 and 7%, but we're also underneath our synthetic position by 8%. Synthetic there is bringing the stock price down $1.86. Possible upside over here with our short calls of maybe $1 or so. We'll see how that goes. Misty, they added 110 contracts to the bleeding synthetic strike price there. Of course, they were under it by like 90, 85 or so dollars yesterday. And they're going to continue to go down as it's looking right now. But anyway, they created a new short call that expires Friday also with 110 contracts with a strike price of 1,180, which we're currently under by 10%. We also have a 1380, 1405, 1410, and 1430 strike price. And those are underneath the stock price. Underneath the strike prices by 23 to 26%. Pre-market, last I saw, this hit $1,000 this morning with the Bitcoin tanking. We'll see how it goes today. Synthetics bringing the stock price down roughly $1.96. And I don't know. Obviously, we have the possibility of upside over here, but I just don't see it happening. But yeah, maybe we could come up $5 if we could come up to $13.80. I just don't see it happening. Netflix here, no trades to go over. Short call, $570 strike price, which are currently under 3%. We're also underneath our synthetic position by 13%, which is bringing the stock price down roughly $2.54. Possible upside of 57 cents should the Netflix share price go up. NVIDIA, two short calls, 865, which looks like we were only under that by 98 cents yesterday. And then we have the short call of 920, which we're under by 6%. And we have our synthetic positions, which we were under by 6%, which is synthetics bringing the stock price down $1.48. Possible upside there if we could get up to 920 of maybe $1.50. Then we have OARC here, no trade, short call expires Friday with the strike price of 45. We were over that a couple of days ago, but as of yesterday, because the market went down, now we're down 3% below the strike price. Of course, we're down 13 under the strike price of the synthetics by 13%, which is bringing the stock price down $1.69. Maybe possible upside of 40 cents should the stock price of ARK get up closer to that strike price. PayPay here, short call, $71 strike, underneath that by 40%. And then we have our synthetic positions, which were above by 4%. PayPay did report yesterday, had good earnings, and came up. Synthetic position is bringing the stock up 82 cents. If the, and I could have sworn I saw PayPay get above 71 yesterday, but I guess with the tanking at the end of the day, it brought it back down, but it looks like it could go up maybe 88 cents. However, I say that, I did see this get up yesterday, PayPay. I don't know. I think I saw it at 2030, maybe 2040 something, but I don't think I saw it get up that much. I should go back and try to look, which of course it's hard with the market value of the options and stuff changing and whatever. But anyway, let's move on to SQUE. We have short calls, $81 and $82 strike price. Block reports, I believe it is, on Thursday. I'd have to go back and look at the earnings sheet for sure, but we're underneath those strike prices currently, 10 and 11%. We're underneath our synthetic positions by 9%, which is bringing this stock price down roughly $2.05. However, there's a possibility, I don't know, but possible upside of $2.39 over here. So this would be an interesting one to watch to see what happens. Of course, that would be Friday, I guess, since I assume this one's after hours. I can't remember which one was pre-market or if they were. I think 3 of them were after hours that day. I don't know. You can go back and check out the earnings if you want to know there. Tesla, they added 1,675 contracts to the synthetic position with a strike price of 175. Then they created 2 new short call positions with a strike price of 195 and 197.50. Of course, the stock has tanked since. But let's see, they brought in $181,500 there for those. So that's good because they'll probably expire. Well, they won't expire worthless in this account, but they'll pay the minimum to close those out. But anyway, we have a total of 4 short calls. 3 of those will expire this week, which is the 180, 195, and 197 strike prices. And then we have our other one that expires next week with the 225 at strike price, which is interesting because the day before they picked a 225 strike price and went out a week. And then yesterday they chose a 195 and 197 strike price and did it for this week. So very interesting there. Also even interesting if they're buying into any because last time I checked, it didn't look like they had enough cash to pay for the distribution. I guess they figure they still have a week or so and they can try to maybe earn some more premium so the distribution could be higher this week. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But we look at our synthetic positions there. We are over the 5% one, which is great. Not sure if we're still over it, but we're underneath the other one by 6%, which is not so great. Even the synthetics are still bringing the stock price up, though, and we have some possibility for maybe some up. Well, no, I'm not going to say we're going to have possibility for any upside over here because majority of our contracts are at the lower strike price, in which we're negative 23 cents on right this second. And then we move on to our last one here. We have Zomo with 2 short calls, a 119 and 124 strike price. We're underneath those by 1 and 5%. The one with the majority of the contracts there, we're under by 1%. It looks like we're only 73 cents away. We are 1% underneath our short call strike price. So it's bringing down the stop price roughly 35 cents. Possibility upside over here of 10 or so cents. And then we have YieldMax yesterday. It closed out at 1948. It only has 2,000 outstanding shares. I guess I should know that, huh? Hold on. Dang it. So apparently I overwrote when I added these down here. I overwrote YieldMax. Let's see if it's pulled. here. I'm going to scroll down. So you might close your eyes if you get sick. I did something and changed something at the last second. I overwrote this one. So YieldMax looks like they closed at 19.92. So anyway, hopefully you got some important information out of that you would like, and I will talk to y'all later. Thanks. Bye.